right, so we had to bring this inside because it's raining outside. You know, we're not used to this here in Southern California, it raining. But definitely nice to meet you, Bob, Linda, and obviously we got Roger Dodger down here. Bringing in your BT Cruiser because you were having some issues with it. Now, how long have you guys owned this coach?
A month.
A month. And how long did it take you to realize that there was an issue?
First stop at a gas station.
Yeah, and it was just dragging. In
yeah,
the
just shocking. The butt end dragged.
And now that's always something that I always say is interesting because you said you did a bunch of research and trying to look into these, and when you coming across all your research and trying to find the perfect RV, you never found anybody really complaining about this, or if they were,
No, because we were looking at B vans.
Okay.
So we looked at a lot of B vans, rented, took them out, and realized they're too small. So we found what we call a B plus. So it's a little small C, and we jumped. There was so much room inside. We loved it.
Okay.
Yet we didn't realize it came at a cost.
And that's what we were just doing, out looking at it, trying to decide. Originally you wanted to do a 2-inch kit.
Yeah.
You saw the kit that we did on my parents' RV, and that's what kind of what you're leaning you towards now. Today, all of a sudden, you come in and you changed your mind. So what was it that made you decide that maybe something different?
So we wanted to go with a mellow but functional, like his parents. So I called him, and or we wrote, and he responded right away. So we said, let's do what your parents did. But since the 2 weeks since we've spoken, we couldn't get in our kids' driveway. We could barely get in our backyard. Every gas station is white knuckles, and it's stressful. So we decided if we're going to do this, we might as well maybe do a little more. And as Jeremy pointed out, our ratio, the front wheels to the back wheels, are very short. So it seems to lever and cause a bigger problem than maybe other C-Class vans. Ours is like special.
Yeah, you have a lot of overhang for how short the coach is itself. Now the fun part is we get the keys and we get to have some fun with it.
You got
it.
Thank you.
Awesome. Thanks for hanging out. And
Jeremy's our new best friend, and it hasn't even been fixed yet, but he's helping us with our problems. So
I'm working on long-term friendships here, guys. One couple at a time.
that's why he started this, I'm sure.
Yeah. Awesome. Cool. Thank you very much.
Thanks, Jeremy.
Some time later.
All right, guys, so we got to talk to Bob and Linda a little bit when they dropped off their BT Cruiser. Now it's the fun part of when they get to pick it up. It has a little bit more ground clearance now than it did when we dropped it off. He's still a little bit worried that it's gonna drag in gas stations. So we're gonna go find a gas station to pull into, make sure that it doesn't drag, give him a little bit more reassurance, and show him how it handles. So enough jibber jabber, and let's just go drive this thing.
There's no way. It would have hit right there. Like here, it would have hit right there. Let's see.
So Bob,
Yeah.
do you really feel a difference in how this is now?
Yeah, just rolling down the road is completely different than before. Much smoother, and these turns are unbelievable in driveways. Jeremy's taking it like it's nothing, and we certainly would have bottomed out before. We were nervous on every driveway.
So here's a fun one.
Yeah,
nice.
we would have hit right here for sure. Let's see this. He's confident. Yeah. I didn't hear that scrape, Linda. Whose car is this, Jeremy? Whose RV is it?
I know, right?
Wow.
So it would be even worse on the outside.
It's here when it went down,
Okay.
the back end would hit.
The back
Yeah.
end would drag, yeah.
Oh, that's great.
So Bob, what were some problems that you encountered while driving on the freeway before you came over to us?
You know, I always mark it 2 hands on the wheel. It was really sloppy, but we thought that's just part of having a motorhome, so we were very careful. And there's a lot of sway, and we would get blown if a truck passed. We would certainly get blown over if a truck went by. So I haven't seen it yet, but I'm sure it's going to be fine now. But it rides smoother. I'm still impressed with the driveways just now, but it feels very good on the freeway.
So still one hand, 80 miles an hour. I mean, really, I don't even...
Linda, can you see that? He's driving with one hand at 80. And that's because of that steering you put on.
The steering stabilizer is going to help, but it's also a lot more caster. The coil spring is not going to want to let it follow the road. know, I mean, having that stiffer, so even when you do hit a bump, you know, the shock's controlling it.
Yeah, those bumps right there would have been a significant swing.
Well, that was fun. So what do you guys think of the overall ride?
We're still laughing. We went on roads we would never consider before. Jeremy's driving with one hand.
So we got to go over some bumps, dips. We hit a couple gas stations because that was his big concern, that we were going to drag. And then we got to take it on the freeway. And we probably exceeded the speed limit, which I don't recommend you doing at home, but had to just show you for scientific purposes the ability to do 80. And unfortunately, I only had one hand just kind of cruising.
We can neither confirm nor deny that any of this happened, but I would say the peace of mind, it's an investment to have this done, but we heard people said it was worth it, and I think just for the peace of mind, it feels great. It can handle all the bumps, and now we're ready for Alaska. Thanks, Jeremy.
And if you're not familiar, this is our new 5C approach to the motorhome and van suspension. And ultimately, the 5th C is going to be that confidence. I think that we've instilled that in you. Or even Linda now, hopefully you feel confident enough now to drive it, because you said before it was frightening.
Yes, it
so
was.
That were her words, and now that's it. And then we got Roger here. I think he approves too. I think this was overall a lot of fun.
I would say
thank you guys so much.
Jeremy.
There it is. If you have any questions, leave them in the comments down below. Otherwise, guys, I will see you in the next video.